Welcome to this week's episode of This Week at Endicott. I'm Brianna Marr.
And I'm Matt Layton. Let's find out what's happening this week on campus.
Have a pair of ice skates? On Wednesday from noon to 2 p.m., stop by the Ray Bork Arena because the Endicott Alumni Association is hosting a free skate. Students and families are welcome to join to skate and enjoy a make-your-own hot chocolate bar. Please note that rental skates will not be available at that time.
Good to know. Interested in hip hop? If so, stop by Tia's Theater in the VPAC at 7 p.m. for a hip hop fusion masterclass with Sarah Katrina.
Then at 7:30 p.m., the Relay for Life Planning Committee will be holding a planning meeting in LSB 128. Feel free to join in if you're interested in getting involved with Relay this spring.
Thursday is Grateful Gull Day. Visit the LSB lobby and outside Callahan Dining to share what you love about Endicott. Also use the hashtag Grateful Gull for a chance to win a $50 gift card to the bookstore.
At 1 p.m., stop by AC 260 for a discussion and debate on fake news and the trajectory of journalism's future. Passionate about this topic? Come by to voice your opinions.
On Thursday, Dr. Paul Hare, the former British ambassador to Cuba, will be speaking at 7 p.m. in the LSB auditorium about the future of Cuba and what the relations hold with the United States.
Then at 8 p.m., Late Night Loco will be showing the films The Birdcage and Rent, and free grilled cheese will be provided for anyone interested in attending.
At 9 p.m., Gullies will be hosting a 21-plus night. Stop by if you're at legal age to drink.
Now let's take it to Two Glam with Christina and Simone.
Hello, and welcome to this week's segment of Too Glam to Give a Damn. I'm Christina.
And I'm Simone. Let's check out what's happening in Hollywood this week. Beyoncé was spotted in a $22,000 Gucci kimono at the NBA All-Star Game on Sunday. The kimono, which is worth more than my life, was paired with distressed jeans and a white t-shirt. Many were joking that it looked like it came off of a Savers discount rack, but John Mayer said on Monday that Beyoncé still remains one of his fashion icons.
Bachelor Nation finally has their answer as to why ABC revealed the next Bachelorette before Nick Viall made his final pick on the season finale of The Bachelor. On Monday, it was revealed on Jimmy Kimmel Live that the current Bachelor contestant, Rachel Lindsay, was named the newest leading lady of the ABC reality series. Host Ryan Seacrest said that this was not because of low ratings, but it was because of the producers had to start casting for their new season. Many were excited because Rachel will be the first African-American Bachelorette.
February 16th marked 10 years since Britney Spears' public emotional breakdown. She took to social media on Thursday to share the love. While now the 35-year-old is happy and healthy and back to performing for her fans, a decade ago, she was in a very dark place. Britney Spears shared a throwback picture of 2010 to highlight how happy she was that her life is back on track and she's in a good place. Posting a picture of her carrying one of her boys, she wrote, "Found this today and realized I'm a very blessed and lucky mommy. #TBT. We're happy for you, Brit."
Country singer Thomas Rhett announced that him and his wife, Lauren Atkins, are having a baby. The 26-year-old country singer shared the exciting news last week on Instagram. But that's not the only thing that's happening in the Atkins family. In addition to the baby they're expecting, Rhett and Lauren will also be adopting a baby from Africa. As Rhett put it, "Safe to say, life is going to get crazy. Congrats to the new couple. Tweet us your thoughts at 2GlamEC." And that's all we have this week for Too Glam to Give a Damn. See you next week, gulls.
On Friday, head over to Lower Callahan at 8 p.m. and brush up on your art skills at Late Night Loca's Paint Your Own Pottery Night.
On Saturday at 7 p.m., the Massachusetts chapter of the American Choral Directors Association will be holding the 2017 Intercollegiate Choral Festival in the Rose Performance Hall in the VPAC. Stop by to hear the musical stylings of not only some great Endicott groups, but other college chorus groups as well. In conjunction with Black History Month, this year's festival is centered around the music in the African American tradition, from work songs to contemporary gospel.
Then at 10:30 p.m., CAB presents Late Night at the Lodge with Mario Kart. Stop by to race your friends for a chance to win some free food.
As founder and chairman of the Africa Rising Foundation, Ndaba Mandela works to promote economic developments in Africa and to challenge negative stereotypes of the continent. Mr. Mandela visited the Endicott campus last week to speak with students, and ECTV's Brooke O'Leary had the chance to sit down and ask him a few questions.
Hi, I'm Brooke O'Leary here for ECTV, sitting down with Ndaba Mandela. We're going to talk to him today about his efforts to improve the future for Africa. So how has following a legacy such as your grandfather's shaped your outlook for the future of Africa?
Well, my grandfather is a leader who dedicated his whole life to freeing the South African people. And he did that by gathering the support of the rest of the continent. And many different countries did many different things to support the liberation movement of South Africa. So for me, it's to make sure that we continue in the same line by making sure that even in this post-colonial era, that African countries continue to work together. Because I know that since they've gained independence, some of them have kind of forgotten how we gained independence. And so it is my duty, it is my responsibility to make sure that we as Africans continue to work together in the 21st century, whether it be trading, whether it be supporting each other's governments, and the challenges that we have in terms of breaking the cycle of poverty and making sure that we develop in a positive manner. But this development, we have to make sure that it's being led by African people. So that is how he has really influenced my life.
Now you make these comments on making a more positive future for Africa, and I know you've done a lot of work to empower the people. What are your next few steps in empowering the people of Africa and making them want to make a better future?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, I'm still very much at the beginning of the process of what we're doing. So, for example, the computer center that we're establishing in the Eastern Cape in a village, that is something that we want to replicate across the continent. So, I mean, our next step really is to make sure that our computer center is running as efficiently as it could be, and make sure that we have proper data that we can then take to establish this very same computer center in other parts of the country and other parts of the continent. Because many kids in our villages finish high school without touching a computer. Now, how are we to continue competing with the rest of the world if our kids don't have sound knowledge of how to access technology and use it as a tool to reach some of the solutions to the challenges they have? So for me, it's to continue on that path, and also to make sure that the program that we work with, which is known as SAGE, currently there's only 3 African countries that are involved in this program. So I need to make sure that in the next couple of years, we have at least 15 to 20 countries involved in the African continent, as that will add much more credibility. So yes, and of course, for me, it's all about continuing to spread the message of unity and solidarity.
So with all the efforts you've made, what is the one thing that you want people to take away from the efforts of helping the future of the continent of Africa?
Well, I want people to firstly travel to the continent of Africa and to see it for themselves and understand that it's not this bad place that you see on the media. They tell you that Africa is a place of war, poverty, disease, dictators, but Africa is a lot more to that. Some of the top growing economies are from the African continent. Some of the most spectacular islands are in the African continent. The fashion, the food, the music, the hospitality, the culture. It's so rich in that culture. I want people to understand that Africa is a place where they can go and thrive, even in business, not just for holidays, and learn a lot about humanity. So, I just want people to understand that Africa is no different than going to a Mexico, a Paris, but we just have so much deep history and so much rich culture that cannot be compared to other countries. And I want people to interact with that. And I also want people to understand that they have the power to become the next Mandelas. I want people to understand that Nelson Mandela comes from a very poor background, and he became the most revered and loved leader around the world, which means that we, as normal citizens, are able to also achieve that. We need to understand that we're the masters of our own destiny. Nobody can stop us from achieving what we set our mind to. And that's really the message, to say that we can become the change we want to see.
I can really feel the passion that you have about this, and I think you're going to make a very big difference in the world. Thank you very much for sitting down and speaking with me.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
At 12 p.m. on Tuesday, Mardi Gras Madness begins in Lower Callahan. Look out for some fun Mardi Gras theme activities.
Then at 6:30 p.m., join us here at ECTV in Shooting the News show. We're always looking for new members. All majors are welcome and encouraged to join.
And that is all we have for this week. Thanks for watching. I'm Matt Layton.
And I'm Brianna Marr. See you next week.